Okay, so this is exciting. It's a little different from my normal videos. I have never done an unboxing video before, besides like point shoes. I had to replace my camera because last week we had an incident with it. So I had the original Olympus OMD-EM10. This camera's absolutely amazing, and if I didn't have to be replacing it, I wouldn't, because it is that good. It's like, mine at least is like 4 years old. The camera itself came out a lot longer ago than that, but it's that good that I haven't had any reason to replace it until it got damaged by a can of Coke last week, which was, it was a rough day. Let's just say that. So today we are looking at the OMD-EM10 Mark II. So it's not the most current one. The most current one is the Mark III. But from what I've heard from people, the Mark II got amazing reviews and the Mark III did not so much. It kind of was apparently a little more glitchy and things. And the only difference really was the 4K video. And I don't need that. So, I mean, honestly, most people have said there's not a lot of point in 4K video. Like, most people are not watching things in 4K. So I'm fine with just regular video. Honestly, this is my little Canon G7X, the original one, and it's still doing fantastic. And it was used from someone else, so. But yeah, so this was my old one. So I ordered a very similar style, but just the new one. And then I do still have the Pen EPL9 from Olympus as well. So yes, my lenses and stuff work on there. But this camera, while it can do manual, it's really hard to do manual shooting and things on here because it only has one wheel. So I tried to do it over the weekend at an event and I found myself having a really hard time getting the settings adjusted really fast for things. So I just really missed my Olympus, my OMD, because that thing is so much better at doing manual. So let's open it up. Actually, I will probably tilt the camera down for this part so that you can see everything. Hopefully this works. Okay, so here we go. Important warranty information. In here. Okay, so they have like computer software that I have actually never used, a mini manual that really doesn't cover much, and then a manual for the lens that it came with. Now, I already have this lens in black from my old camera, but there was no option to just buy the body of the camera, at least as the silver version. I didn't want the black version. I also have the kit lens in the pancake, which I recommend if you can get this pancake kit lens instead of the other one. This one is called the, I think it's called the Easy. Yeah, it's called the Easy lens. If you can get this instead of this one, because this is a pain because it's thicker and it has to unlock every time you want to use it. So I don't recommend that, but it came with this anyway because I couldn't do a body only option. I don't think there's anything in there. Nope. So here's the lens. Now it is in silver, so it looks a little nicer. Yep, so silver lens. It's the same as this one, so now I just have two. And honestly, it's the same as this one, but this one is so much better. Ah! Okay, I didn't need to make that noise. So lovely. Oh, I really actually like how they redid the buttons up at the top. So on the original, this is the original, it looks like this. And on the new one, it looks like this. I think that looks so much more vintage and cool. So yeah. I have heard that this part was a little shallow on the new one, and I do kind of feel that, although they have a little more of a thumb grip here. I'm kind of used to this one, but I think it'll still be good. So, right. I know there's a lot of differences with this that I just don't really know yet, but I do know the main one is this has 5-axis image stabilization, which is huge. My other one had 3 and it was amazing. This has 5, so. Battery charger cord, battery charger, which I already have like 3 of, and computer connecting cord. battery. I do recommend buying extras of these off Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive and they work really well. I already have like 3 from Amazon alone that that way you're never without the battery, and they work well. Okay, strap's in here somewhere. I know it is. It should be, unless I missed it somehow. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is interesting. This is a weird strap. I'm not sure about this. I may go to my old one from the old camera. All right. It's like blue. I don't know about this. My other one was black and skinny, and I might go back to that actually. This is kind of big and clunky. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I'm not a blue and yellow person, so honestly, I'm probably not going to use this. Okay, so this is the original Olympus strap. It's much more muted and just simple. And then there's this thing that came with the new one, and I'm not loving that. So, no. I like that my camera doesn't have color, so if I want color, I'll add the floral strap that I bought off Etsy. I'm not gonna. So, right now, though, we'll probably go back to the Olympus one, but for today's purposes, I'm just gonna use it like this. So I already have batteries that are charged, so I'll go ahead and plug this one in to charge it, but I already have batteries that are charged from my other one. And I'm just gonna take the SD card out of my pen because that's my main SD card. Actually, I'm gonna take the battery out of there too, because right now I'm preparing for a trip, and so I need to take the lens off of that too, because I don't want to accidentally leave things because I was using a different camera. So, oh yeah, the on button's up here now. That's gonna take some getting used to. On. Okay. Oh, and that's also the flash button. That's weird. Did my battery die in the pen, maybe? It should work. It should be the same battery. Well, this is weird. Oh, there we go. Okay, it just took it a minute. I was like, okay. I do need to put a lens on those, so let me do that first because I can't really use it like this. So that may need to be charged too. I'll put the one that they gave me on with it, which has this little blue tape. That's not part of the lens. You actually take that off. So, there. Put that over with the rest of my trash there. So we'll put this on for now just to humor me. Humor them, I guess, that they think this is a good lens. It's fine as a kit lens. It's what I started out with, but to be honest, when I first bought my first OMD, I went ahead and bought what is this one? I know this. It's a Panasonic 20mm, which is probably the best lens I can recommend right off the bat. Not too expensive. I think it was under $200, and it's amazing. It's an f1.7, so it's really good. It's probably about, since you have to do, it's crop factor, so you have to double, since it's micro four thirds, you have to double. So a 20mm lens is more like a 40mm on a normal camera. So, but it's still really good. So this is the kit lens. It's 14 to 42. Now what I'm saying is you have to, in order to use it, you have to unlock the lens. So I don't love that about it. Let's see what happens. I will say, so far at least, it seems to be a little slower at turning on, but maybe it's just because it's not, oh, it says it's locked. No, it's not. Oh, there we go. Hey, it's on. We have the annoying button beep on too. Okay, so there's things that we need to change in here first, but the main thing that's going to annoy me is it needs, oh, these buttons feel very different. I'm not opposed to this, they just feel very different. I'm going to turn my date and time on though, because it's going to keep asking me all the time if I don't go ahead and do it, and that's really, really annoying. So we're just going to do it real quick. I'm just going to say it's 6 o'clock. I really don't care if that's what time it is. Okay, cool. So, I mean, that's pretty fast. This lens might actually be an improvement over the original black one that I got. And it doesn't look bad. Like, it's got the cool vintagey look to it. I just personally prefer, I'm gonna lock it. So now it'll tell you on here, it says lens is locked. So that's why I don't love this lens, because like the Pancake one is digital, so you do have to do digital zoom with it. Like, it's not a manual ring, it's like a electronic ring. I'm gonna put that one on now just because I like how it looks, and I'll show you why. It's much flatter and slimmer, so it fits better. I'm not used to this on button being up here. That is weird to me. But yeah, so it's got electronic zoom. I got some weird settings on here. So I'll have to turn all my normal settings on. The main setting I can recommend to people on this is the live SCP mode, which is, I would turn it on my pen, except that I just took the battery out of that and everything. It basically sets all of your menu up on the screen so that if you can't get to these buttons as easily, man, these feel interesting, but it'll take some getting used to, but they're cool. I like how they look very much. So it'll take some getting used to, but that setting gives you the ability to change settings really fast in here, like white balance, ISO, like because generally these buttons usually control your shutter speed and your f-stop, your aperture. So if you want to control like your ISO or your white balance or any other setting, you have to be able to get to it faster, which I think you can set some of the function buttons to do, but I just like turning on the live SCP mode, because then you can do it right from there. It's great. So one other thing I just want to talk about is some things I already have for the Olympus that I wanted to recommend to people. So I already have, so basically I have those two kit lenses. They're fine. Like I said, if you can choose the easy lens. I could not choose it as an option with the silver camera, and I wanted the silver one better than the black because my lenses are already silver. The only black lens I had was this original one that came with my other one. So I had those. Hold up a second, I'm just gonna put this lens on my pen, even though it doesn't match it very well. I usually just keep a lens on my other camera just so that it's not, I don't use that lens ever, and now I don't even really need to because I also have this one, which I probably still won't use. But so other lenses that I bought, so I told you I bought the I do actually find that the Panasonic lenses I think are a little bit better quality than the Olympus lenses, just saying. The Panasonic lenses I think also have image stabilization in them, if I believe, but your camera has it, so it's like you got dual image stabilization with these, whereas the Olympus lenses do not, and they feel a lot lighter too, just saying. This is also Panasonic, so that one was the 20mm. This is the 42.5, and it is 1.7 f-stop. So this is basically like the equivalent sort of like an 85mm is what this is. Beautiful bokeh, everything looks gorgeous with this. You do have to be obviously a lot further away from people to use this one, so but I do really recommend that. I just waited a while till I bought that one. I also have this one I'm gonna mention because I'm gonna tell you, don't waste your money. Every person I have seen who has this, sometimes you can get this as a second lens that comes with your kit, like it's the second kit lens, and it is the Olympus 40 to 150 f-stop 4 to 5.6. It is a terrible lens, I'm just saying. I can barely get a clear photo out of this. Now maybe with the 5-axis image stabilization on that camera, I might. I just wanted a zoom lens, but this wasn't worth it. It really just didn't do the job. So because all my pictures ended up like kind of blurry, not really clear, it's not worth it. I have literally stuck it in a drawer and not used it pretty much since I got it. So, but it was like $50 on sale on Amazon, which that should include me in, but you know, it was a Christmas sale, so I thought. This one I also bought, and you don't need this for any reason, but I like the look of vintage lenses, and this isn't a vintage lens, it's a new one, but it's a manual lens. It's a Camlin. Oh gosh, what is this again? I think it's the same, it's a 40. This is a 50mm f1.1. So this thing, and it is some impressive glass. Like, it is a heavy lens, but it is all manual. So you cannot do any automatic focusing or anything with this. But it does take some beautiful photos. But then I got the Panasonic one and I was like, okay, that one just makes more sense to use. It's easy, but for fun. Other than that, that's the only lenses I have. Like I said, get plenty of batteries. So now I have the one that's in that camera and I have 3 more now. So I also would recommend one of these little brushes. This has been a recent discovery of mine. Brush on the end here, and then little cleaning tool on this end for the lenses. Amazing. It helps so much. So that's all. And then I got like Lumix Panasonic lenses. Olympus should start doing this too. They come in these awesome little pouches, And so I actually have pouches to keep my lenses in, which is great because actually like my lenses all kind of fit. So like if I'm using that lens, my prime lenses, my batteries, and my brush all fit in this pouch. So I think that's all I can say on this. This is getting really long, but yay, I'm excited to go test it out.